Well, hello, this is Stefan with Carticipate, and this is my first tutorial on the iPhone SDK development. And the topic we're covering today is I'm going to show you guys how to add different views with using a TabBarController. And before I get started, I want to give a shout out to HD iPhone, which is a channel on YouTube which has a whole bunch of tutorials. My goodness, has a whole bunch of tutorials, and he also gives a tutorial on how to do what I'm about to show you, but I'm giving you my own added twist on the topic. But I encourage you to check him out. He has a bunch of great tutorials. And the other thing is there's no affiliation between Carticipate and HD iPhone. Okay, so we'll get started with Xcode. I presume Xcode is already open, and we're going to do a new project. And we're just going to do a Windows-based application, and we're going to call it tutorial. Okay. You can call it whatever you like. We're just going to call it tutorial. Expand this, open this up, and the basic Windows application pre-canned just comes with an app delegate, and under resources it comes with a main zip file. All right, so it's fairly sparse. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be working mostly in the interface builder, and we'll start out with that by double-clicking on main window zib. And .zibs are also often called .nibs, and that's for historical reasons. So .nib or nibs or zibs are synonymous. Okay, so the main documents window here is usually given with these icons. I like to switch this over to a list view, and that will become apparent shortly. The windows, we don't really need this, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to Windows to Controllers, and what we're going to add here is a TabBarController. Okay, and the TabBarController comes with its own subviews and has everything in it to render the views and everything else. Okay, so that is really nice, and so it basically instantiates that when you pull this object into the documents window, it basically instantiates that object. All right, but the object is not connected to anything yet, and we'll do that shortly. Now, the other cool thing here that you can do is you can add different tab bar items. You can continue, add more tab bar items or remove them as you deem fit. Okay, so I'll just delete that one. So we'll call this first view web, the web. Okay, and this one we'll call it map. All right, and now the other things that you may want to add here is, and notice that if I down click here, you can see what this tab controller basically consists of. It can consist of this tab bar, which is this unit right here, and the tab bar comes with two view controllers, and the view controllers control the particular tabs. Okay, so I can click on the tab or the tab view controller, and the inspector will show the various parameters of those particular items. All right, so you can do it through here or through here, but here you know exactly what you're looking at. Okay, and that's why this is better than this. Okay, because if you want to double click on here, it opens up another, it doesn't show what's really going on here. All right, so one of the things that we may want to add here is in this particular tab bar is we already renamed it to web and to this one to map, but you want to add some pictures in here. To do that, you go to resources, and you want to add pictures to your resources, because under the zip file, if I want to add an image, nothing there. There's no image. Okay, So one thing is I wanted to refer you to is another great utility on the web called Glyphish. I think they're a design house. There's no affiliation with you participate in Glyphish, but they have this great iPhone icons, and you can download this. And once you downloaded it, you can view that in your downloads. And we already downloaded this, but basically it'll create an icons folder and 2 subfolders with various stuff in it. And you want to import these 2 items here, okay? And you go to Xcode, go back to this, and just drag these 2 folders under resources, okay? Select copy and add, and now you're going to have your icons as part of your resources. So going back to Interface Builder, you can now, before you do that, you need to build. That means save all. It'll now build the project, and once it builds it, these icons will be viewable in Interface Builder. All right. So now, if I click down on all these icons are available to you. So I'm just going to. I'm sure there's a map. Well, actually, there is a map icon, which is kind of cool. Here, map, magnify, map marker. Medical. Anyway, you get the point. I should just pick a random one, but let's just pick a map. It's kind of a cool. How about typing MAP, map pin, map marker. All right, and. And once you go to the other one, other tab bar, oh, we did it for the wrong one. Oh, no, for the right one. Okay, web one. For the web tab, let's pick a internet. No. No. Okay, well, just pick a random one. We'll just pick camera. What the hell? All right. So now you have your pictures or your icons for your tab bars, and now what we want to do is you want to connect this TabBarController to the app delegate. Okay, and if you look at the outlets for the app delegate, there's nothing there yet. So we're going to have to go back to Xcode, go under classes, and we're going to have to declare a TabBarController variable, or a TabBarController object pointer variable. Okay, so I go UI TabBarController pointer type, which is the star. We're going to call it root TabBarController. Now, why am I calling this root tab controller? So one of the things I'm going to cover in some of my tutorials, and not just how to do this, but some general thoughts regarding programming practices. Now, I am fairly new to programming, and so you have to take everything with what I say with a grain of salt. And I invite comments and ideas regarding this, but my thought is that you want to. Naming conventions can go a long way to help self-document your code, and so you want to pick names that are could be helpful in making other people be able to read your code. Now, since our TabBarController is going to be in the root view, I'm going to say the root TabBarController. If it was part of another subview and the delegate was referenced somewhere else, then, and let's say that subview was part of the scheduler or something, let's say, I would perhaps call this the scheduler TabBarController. Again, this is just an idea, and